and welcome to the Nonsense Gaming Podcast, the podcast where we chill and talk about gaming and nerd culture from the casual's perspective. We're happy to have you here as we explore our topic for today, Lord of the Rings. Woo! But first, as always, let's introduce our hosts. I'm Kitty.
I'm Uni.
And I'm Roxy. Let's go, boys. Let me give you a rundown of what we have in store tonight. We will begin our discussion with Eunice's first impressions of the Lord of the Rings series. We will then hop into a fun game of Guess the Elvish Phrase. After, we will take a deep dive into our love of Lord of the Rings. Finally, we will close out the night by ranking the Fellowship of the Ring. Alright, so...
I'm excited. This is going to be a good one.
I'm excited.
I've been awaiting.
So, yeah. I mean, Judy, you've done so much prep for this episode.
Yeah. Because I've gone 22 years without watching this. Yes, I don't know when it came
impressive.
out. Yes.
But I have to ask, what was your first impression?
Okay. I honestly had no clue what the movie was even about. So, I actually had no idea. I've heard of it. I never, knew anything about it, though.
Eunice is to Lord of the Rings, but Kitty is to anime.
Oh, wow.
Actually. Yeah, straight up, I knew nothing. I was just all right, going into it blind, pretty much.
I've heard of, Schmeagol before. Because I feel like that's one thing you can't avoid. It's terrible.
Did you say Schmeagol?
Schmeagol, what is it? Is it not
Smeagol?
Schmeagol?
No, there's no
Smeagol? Is it Smeagol? Not Schmeagol?
No, I actually didn't hear of that until I watched the
Really?
Yeah, until I watched it.
That's impressive, honestly.
Right? I pretty much, I figured it was about a ring because it was in the title.
Really?
That's literally all I know. That's literally all I knew.
Had you seen the Hobbit movies?
No, I have not seen them.
So you just never consumed any part of the
literally
entire universe.
Nothing.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, but I loved it. It was great. It's straight up real life D&D.
That's true. I didn't note of that this time.
Yeah, I did not expect that because I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah, no, I feel that that's a very big correlation, and some say D&D drew inspiration from it. I mean, a lot of things drew inspiration from The Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. But how was it? Because that's a lot of movie.
Oh.
Really short amount of time.
Yeah. Okay, so I love the movies. I did fall asleep in the first one for 10 minutes. And in the last one for 10 minutes. But to be fair, I was in my bed and I was already a little tired. But I thought the movies were great. I wish they were not 3 hours long because the way I like to watch stuff is max. I usually watch things that are an hour and a half pretty much, and I don't like watching long things. I like watching multiple episodes or stuff in short periods of time.
Well, you're used to anime.
Yeah, I'm used to anime.
So low it's 20 minutes an episode, right? You cut out the opening song, it's 18 minutes of content.
Yeah.
And it's over.
And then you can watch multiple, so you feel like you've gone through a lot.
Or you feel like you have more control.
Yeah,
because you can always stop.
Yeah.
Whereas once you start the Lord of the Rings sort of
yeah, I'm not stopping.
It's 9 hours before the next.
Right?
I mean, it's the start of a long adventure.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
It's true, yeah.
It's true.
And
for the characters and you.
They're great to watch back to back too, I found.
I have never watched them back to back.
I didn't watch it back to back, but...
Really, in preparation for this, I watched all of them on Wednesday.
Oh my goodness.
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Last one, though, because it was really late, and...
It's long.
I don't know, the war scenes put me to sleep. I know that's, weird, right? But...
No, I understand,
especially, Helm's Deep. I'm gonna say it right now. That scene was too long. It didn't need to be that long.
Clarification, which scene?
The Battle of Helm's Deep. Where they're at the...
Where's Helm's Deep? I don't know the names of it.
I don't know the names either. I just need to know what happened in the battle.
Do you remember the big battle sequence that went on way too long? And
I mean, like, there was a lot of them.
Urukai with a big torch and comes and blows up the big wall.
Okay, I know now, yes. Yes.
And there's the Riders of Rohan that come out. Like, that scene was just much too long, in my opinion. Like,
Is this the one where Gondor comes to their aid? Or, like, they like, light the things, and then it's like, oh, they're asking for help, and then they all ride out? That
no,
one?
that's the one in the third movie.
Yeah, that's the third movie.
What's the second one?
There was, like, the wall, right? And then they made... Wait, did they make... They had, like, ladders. They had ladders.
Yes.
Yes!
The enemies had ladders to climb the wall.
Yes!
You're correct. There was also, like, a battering ram. This is where the Riders of Rohan were all dismissed beforehand, so they essentially had no army to fight Saruman's Urukai.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so they fled to Helm's Deep, and then they proceeded to try and save themselves. Which, you know, it worked, kind of. I mean, they did win, and all, but, like, very, very slim margin, in my opinion. Is any of this ringing a bell?
For some reason, no. The war scene sort of just, to be honest, the entire war subplot, I don't even know what's going on there, to be honest. It's sort of the whole plot.
It's also the main driver of the whole thing. Like, if we don't destroy this ring, then the world is going to submit to this
I'm invested
awful
in that,
reign.
but then the war isn't technically, it is necessary, right? Because they couldn't have snuck into Mordor without the war.
Yeah.
But the actual war structures, like, I don't know why they're fighting each other specifically. It also kind of confuses me as to, like, why do they decide to launch the attacks now? Just because the ring is close? Is that, like, enough of a reason?
Well,
They're like,
no,
oh, we think the ring is close, so let's get our armies up.
the whole plan is to make the orcs, and that sort of sub-races the leading race of the world. So, like, the race of man is over. To do that, you have to take over all of the cities that man is currently running and controlling. So you gain the resources, you can enslave the people, and all that sort of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
beyond just getting the ring, because once Sauron has the ring, we know is game over.
Yep.
You have to also have all of these things. It's like, just because you have the ring, you'd still have to do those battles anyway. So if you're going to find it, and you're sending out all these places anyway, building up your armies, well, you can't just keep them in the base.
I see. So it's sort of like they're looking for the ring, then they're also just like, at the same time, while we're here, we might as well just ransack a few cities.
And take over.
Yeah, they have to take
world.
over, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, worst case scenario, we never found the ring, but we kind of took over everything. Best case scenario, we also get the ring.
Well, yeah, but if you've taken over...
Yeah, then you'll definitely get the ring.
You have to have the ring.
Like, you'll get the ring after taking
Not
over.
specifically, right? Because if Schmeagol had the rings, or Smeagol had the ring still, right? They probably would never have found it if it was just chilling in some random cave. Like, it was chilling there for a while with him, right?
Gosh, it's been a while since I've read The Hobbit, but I'm pretty sure that was a... not just any mountain. That was a... maybe it was a dwarven hideout? I'm gonna concede I don't know, but I don't think it was just some random mountain.
So you think they would have found it anyway?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the whole, if you control everything, surely, if you can have a limited time, you can exhaust every inch of the earth. Surely you could. That's my position, but...
Yeah.
It just... What's confusing to me slightly is, like, why they decided to launch the attacks when they did. Because the ring has been missing for a long time, right? So, like, why didn't they just attack as soon as, like, that one king guy died? Or whatever.
Because you have to have time to recoup your losses, right?
Yeah.
Because...
Oh, I see. So it was sort of, like, always gonna happen. It was inevitable. But it also just coincided with when they sensed the ring as well. So, like, okay, double lotto, let's go.
The parallel I think I could draw that might be a bit more more current-ish is, you know how when Lord Voldemort and Harry Potter initially was, well, quote-unquote, killed, like, he took, like, 11 years to kind of get a plan back in motion and get, like, he was just kind of hiding. It's the same sort of deal, right? You have to, because Sauron, he didn't die per se because his being is tied to the ring, but you have this being that it really can't do anything yet. So you slowly mass things together, the world for ages and ages, and then the world forgets about you, and you suddenly are like, "Hi,
hi! I have an army. I'm ready to attack."
Okay.
Yeah,
this makes a lot of sense because when Bilbo puts on the ring, it kind of reawakens everything, right?
Because
Maybe. Is that correct?
Don't forget the ring has a will of its own, right? And that's the whole thing.
Yeah, so like when the ring gets put on, he's like, "Dude, master, Mordor man, I'm back in the game." And then the Mordor man's like, "Let's go, let's get our orc armies up." That's how I'm gonna choose to. That's how I'm gonna choose to understand the plot. But I mean, any listeners out there, correct me if I
feel free to correct us.
Yes, please.
Out of curiosity, Kitty, have you read the books or just the movies?
I'm currently reading the books.
Ooh.
So I'm in the middle of the first one right now. There is a lot of book. Like,
yeah, I've seen. They're chonkers. I have not read them. So
I haven't either, obviously.
can't judge.
How do you like it so far?
I'm really enjoying it. There's a whole bunch of other scenes that we don't get in the film just because it would be unreasonable. I mean, the movie's already 3 hours a piece anyway.
Right.
But like, you think about, there are some of the characters they just don't even explore because it just wouldn't be as driven towards the plot. Like, there's one point where they meet Tom Bombadil is his name. He's just a guy who lives in a forest, and turns out he's like a very ancient being. Like, I believe, and I this could absolutely be wrong, but I believe he was there before Middle Earth was Middle Earth, or he was there at the beginning of Middle Earth. So, you know, one of the main quintessential things is when anybody wears the ring, they turn invisible to the known world. Yeah, but at one point, Tom Bombadil's like, "Hey, can I see the ring?" And he slips it on, and he's like, "Cool," and then nothing happens, and so they everyone's just like, "What?"
Wait,
what?
Yeah, well, they don't find out that he's like an ancient being who's just like slightly more powerful, but he also just doesn't care, and he just lives in the woods, and it's just... But again, the whole point is there's a whole bunch of other things in the books beyond what the movies can show. Although I feel that the movies did a pretty good job, especially with the extended cuts, but we'll get there.
We'll get there later.
I heard that, like, the books have, like, descriptions that are incredibly long. That's what I've heard in general. Yeah. That there's, like, multi-page descriptions of the scenery.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful
true?
scenery, yes. And there's also a lot of walking, which I can't complain about.
Yeah, that my one friend complains about the walking. They're like, there's too much walking. I just skip to the action. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, so Uni, I have one more question before we pivot a bit.
Yes.
What would you say to one piece of advice for first-time watchers of Lord of the Rings?
Do what I did and don't watch them back to back. I feel like, because like, you obviously want to watch the movie all at once. Like, one movie at a time. So like, at least watch one movie, and then if you like it, maybe watch it the next day or something like that. Like, if you're unsure about the movie, I don't know. Like, if it's your what's it called, genre of movie, at least, I would definitely suggest it. It's very good. Like, I feel like it's interesting enough that it makes you like keep watching and everything. So yeah, just don't watch all at once like Roxy did out here, because you might fall asleep. Oh, don't watch it in bed either, because you might get tired.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't watch it in bed. I watched it in bed and it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Definitely be sitting at your desk or something. That is what you need.
Stand up straight. Oh, okay, well, in the spirit of Lord of the Rings, we have a fun
yes,
game
I'm excited
for you guys.
Sweet.
And so, I believe, Roxy, you always come up with the titles. What was the title for this one?
It was guess the Elvish phrase.
Yes.
It's pretty self-explanatory. But
Nice. So I have prepared 3 questions, and then so it's basically an Elvish phrase that I have a disclaimer. I have typed them into a translator. So this is the Kenyajek, or dialect of the Tolkien Elvish, not Sindrin. So it's a little different.
This is fancy.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, I was.
There are 2 separate dialects. I did not know this until I was researching this game.
Oh,
There is such a thing.
fancy.
So my apologies to anyone who's
Only can speak Elvish.
who actually knows Elvish, and
no, you're gonna
You can actually speak it? Like, they're just, like, over here conversing?
I mean, I had to talk to somebody. Oh, actually, that's a shout out. I'm just gonna thank you to the lovely person Chelsea, who helped me with some of the pronunciations for these phrases. I still might butcher it.
That's okay.
So-
No, you're gonna do great. You're gonna do great.
Okay, so the first phrase we have is Si'i amorea nalo. So that's the first phrase. And then the 3 options are...
Okay, the word love is definitely in there, right? I feel like we already... Amareo? Come on, that's gotta be... Sorry. okay,
Amorea
go ahead.
nalo. So it's Si'i amorea nalo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have now the night is over. Now the day is night. Now the aurora is light.
There was no love in there, Roxy.
Amaroo sounds like amour or something, you know? Like...
I might have put a bit of a French spin on my Elvish.
Okay. I feel like it was... Okay, wait. So, there was daylight... Okay, wait. Can you
So
re-speak?
the first one
Yeah.
is now the night is over.
Okay.
And then the second one is now the day is night.
Okay.
Oh my god,
3
these are all the
is
same.
now the aurora is light.
Dude, these are really poetic.
Yeah.
Can you say the little phrase again?
Si'i amorea nalo. I'm definitely putting a French spin on this.
Aurora is like... So, I don't know if you're trying to trip us up with Aurora. Sounds too much like the middle word. So that's what I'm gonna say. I don't think that's correct. It's either day is night or like night is day. I think it's now the night is over. That's my
Okay.
guess.
Alright, I will choose. Wait, what option was that, Kitty? Was that the second one?
That was the first option.
Oh, that was the,
That was the
Now the
first
night-
one.
okay, I will choose the second one then to make it interesting.
I'm scared.
so we got different options.
Yes. So Roxy was correct. It's now the
Yes.
night is over.
I mean, obviously,
yeah.
I know Elvish, so.
No, like poetic, but it's really hard not to be poetic in Elvish.
That's true.
I'm just gonna say
You've got a poetic side, I think. You definitely have like a poetic flair.
You just have to imagine Arwen saying all of these,
True.
Yes.
True.
right?
She's,
Yes.
Shoot, I always mess up his name.
Elrond?
Aragorn?
Aragorn?
Aragorn. That's
Yeah.
Aragorn's bay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Aragorn's babe.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like maximum elegance.
Yes, she is.
Except for Galadriel. Galadriel's more
Oh,
elegant,
dude,
but-
she is terrifying. Oh my gosh, that scene as a kid used to creep me out so badly. Okay, anyway.
But you gotta just imagine they're the ones saying these. So
Yeah.
okay, now for the second phrase.
Okay.
We got Nivanta nev I ronti. So that's
I love your pronunciations. These
Yeah,
are awesome.
this-
very French. I apologize.
No, it's great.
Can you say it one more time? I'm gonna make you say it a few times. I'm sorry.
Yep. So we have Nivanta nev I ronti.
Okay, it didn't help. Go.
All right. So the options are: I run up to the sea. I walk near
Okay.
the mountain. I swam through the river.
And say it one more time.
Nivanta nev I ronti.
God, the runties
Yeah.
run to me, but that's not too obvious. I'm gonna go with the walk. Is it walk on the mountain?
I walk near the mountain.
Something about this screams mountain to me.
Yeah,
Is the Niveranti part or the
I also thought a mountain, but if you want to take it, I will definitely choose another option.
I mean, we can both choose mountain.
No, we gotta make it interesting.
I don't know. I'm torn because the runti part sounds like run so much, but I don't know how much Elvish sounds like English.
I know nothing about Elvish, so.
I have no idea how this language was derived. Like, is there any English origins to it?
Tolkien made the language, and I believe he was a native English speaker.
Oh, now you're trying to trick me.
I'm not trying to do anything.
You said, you're like, oh, he made the language, and he only knew English. And runti sounds like run.
I didn't say he only knew English. I said he was a native English speaker.
There's like layers of mind games happening right now. No, I'm staying with the mountain. I'm firm. It is near the mountain.
Okay.
And I will choose, I don't know, what were the other ones? I would swim something and run
Swim through the river.
Okay. And what was the other one?
I run up to the sea.
Run up to the sea.
Runti.
Roxy. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
You know what? Sure. We'll choose that one.
Runti?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so we're different from Roxy.
Well, it was I walk up to the mountain.
It
Or
really,
I walk to
it
the
really
mountain.
sounded like
Okay.
mountain. I don't know why.
Something about it,
Right? Like, I heard it and I was like, it sounds like mountain for some reason.
Runti did sound like run though, so. To be fair, it was just too close.
so
like
funny.
I knew Caitlin was trying to please me.
Oh, mind games.
Oh, there were mind games. Don't even at me.
Okay, so the next one's a little fun. We mixed a little bit of.
Ooh.
Well, we'll see. Okay, so the last sentence we have here is Roxy lut asi Elena.
That's me.
Yes.
I heard my name.
So I will repeat it. Is Roxy lut asi Elena.
Okay. And what am I doing?
And your options are Roxy sings like the birds,
Oh.
Roxy dances with the stars,
Oh.
or Roxy reads the riddles.
Oh, that's so cute.
This is like oddly just like really wholesome.
I know, I was like, wow.
To be honest, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, say the phrase again.
Yeah. Roxy lut asi Elena.
Is there one is it singing to the moon?
There's sings like the birds.
Bird, yeah, I was like, bird.
Or dances with
The
the
stars.
stars, or reads the riddles.
Oh man, the luta sounds like sing because it's like a lute, you know.
Right, yeah. I thought I heard
think it is
sing.
the singing one, but I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense though because I don't sing like the birds at all. But I also don't dance really. I guess like comp sci might be riddles, so maybe that's the closest to the
I
IRL.
feel like you are reading too much.
The IR.
You're right. It's the singing. It's the singing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will go with dancing then, even though it does sound like singing.
And Uni is correct.
Oh, what?
Is Roxy dances with the stars.
It really sounds like singing.
I'm just doing a little dance for the stars right now for any of our.
You can imagine if you lilt. That's a kind of like you can lilt and dance.
Lute and dance?
Lilt.
Wait, what word are you saying?
Roxy lilta si Elena. Lilt? To lilt, like you can make the lilt motion and dance. You can be lilting.
Oh.
Did I miss something? What's a lilt?
I always picture it like a flowing motion.
Is this like a dancing term? Like, is this a thing? Or is this just like the word lilt just is a dancing motion in your head? Or I'm confused.
Well, I mean, it is technically a voice thing,
Oh.
but the thing is, it's a characteristic of the rising and falling of the voice when someone is speaking. So if you've got like a nice lilting voice, you might assume flowing and stuff like that. But
okay, yeah.
I don't know. I took dance for my whole life, so they would just be like, "You're lilting." Like I don't know. It was just something that was just be like.
Oh,
Also,
that's
you've
cute.
mixed singing and dancing. So to you, it's like probably, those words can be used.
Yeah, it's just all up in
both
here.
forms.
Yeah.
That's cool. I never heard of that word before. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
add that to the book, I liked
Add it to the store. Well, great job, guys.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I think I mean,
I'm
together
gonna say,
we
I'm
got
gonna
all
say
of
you
them.
tied because you both wanted the mountain one.
Like, realistically, we both would have chosen the mountain if I wasn't such a mountain and
Well, I just thought it'd be interesting if I picked a different one from you, so at least.
yeah.
Alright, we'll end in a tie, I guess.
We can appreciate the
Cheers.
ties. Okay, well, let's hop over into our main segment then.
Yes.
Which is basically, let's talk about the movies.
Yep, pretty much. Okay.
So, okay, what was everybody's favorite movie?
The second one.
Yeah, so for me, growing up, it was always the second one. Like, whenever anyone would ask me, like, which one do you want to watch? I'd be like, Two Towers. Because that's the only one I remember the name of.
Oh.
But upon second rewatching, I think my favorite is The Fellowship. Like, the first movie. I think that is the best one.
Oh, mine is the second one as well. But I'll pass it off to you, Roxy. Why is The Fellowship your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's my favorite because I didn't remember it, I think, is part of it. I remembered a lot of Two Towers because I've watched it so many times. But coming back to The Fellowship, it really felt like I was watching it with fresh eyes. I would say it's the most wholesome of the three. Because I watched them all in sequence, I might mess up what's in which film. So, like, correct me if I'm wrong. But The Fellowship is the one where they're traveling together as, like, a full band for the longest, right? I think by the time Two Towers starts, everyone is sort of already splintered.
Well, yeah, that's
Yes.
where the Fellowship ends. Is all of the Fellowship is broken.
Yeah, it's broken there.
Exactly. And The Fellowship together is just, come on, you shall not pass. Like, it's so good. Like, you know, the Gandalf. And also, can we just be honest? Gandalf the Grey is so much cooler than Gandalf the White. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Grey is just so much more, like, fun-loving, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it comes with the lack of responsibility of not being literally the most powerful wizard in all of Middle Earth.
He was just so... Come on, Gandalf's pretty great, right? And I think he shines most in that movie. Also, like, the beginning where they're all just, like, in Hobbiton, just having a jolly old time. It just, like, it makes the ending so much sadder.
Okay,
I
well,
think it just frames, like, without the first movie, you have nothing. It just frames the other two movies really perfectly, and I feel like it's just by far the best.
fair enough. I found it a little boring.
Yeah, me
but-
too. Yeah. Me too.
No.
It serves its purpose. It does.
Yes.
I get it. It's very expositional. It lays all the groundwork out for us. As a standalone movie, I don't think it holds up to the other two.
Yeah.
I think, for me, the first one is the best. The second one is, wow, it's literally in order.
Yeah, I was like,
And, because I think the second one has some really great moments, but I don't think you can argue that the third one is better than the first. The third one is so dark.
But that's kind of the point,
I
right?
think
Like,
in general,
you're slowly getting
yeah.
progression of darker times, right? Because
Yeah.
things are just getting worse objectively, right? And
Exactly.
But they flip
Exactly.
that at the end.
No.
Yeah.
Objectively getting worse. As the movie series goes
as it goes on.
You heard it here first,
Oh
boys.
no, take my words.
No,
No.
I'm just joking. But I find the ending really, really sad. It's weird because I think it's a good ending, but it's not an ending that, leaves you feeling good, right? It's an ending that leaves you feeling pretty sad. And I dislike endings like that in general.
That's fair.
It would. I mean, the series needs it. The series is much more powerful because the ending is so sad, and you just get this feeling that Frodo. It's just so heartbreaking because he basically gave up his entire innocence and childhood to go on this quest, and he can never get that back, and he can't even live out the rest of his life without feeling these terrible burdens from having the ring for so long, right? Like, he's lost so much of who he is. And seeing that is just so sad. It's hard for me to enjoy the last movie. Because, like, a lot of the last... Also, I did sleep through most of the last movie, so it might be part of why I'm not... I mean, the last movie has good moments, too, don't get me wrong. But the ending is just so sad, right?
Well,
It's hard
maybe
to
you think
enjoy.
that the ending is different, but maybe this is because my first experience with Lord of the Rings was actually my dad telling me the story. Like, it wasn't the movies, it wasn't myself reading the books, it was his, because he had read them over and over again when he was a kid. But it was him telling me the story. One of the things he focused on at the ending was the transition of the book to Sam. And so the book actually ends exactly as the movie does, where Sam goes home to his wife and his kids, and, like, I believe, and I'm really gonna kick myself if this is wrong, but I believe all is well, or all was well, is the last line of the book and in the series. Because it pulls focus back into, like, the passing on of the book to somebody new, and then it's just like, we have hit peace. So that was really powerful for me, and I felt that was reflected in the movie. I can totally understand where you get the whole, where Frodo's pain is coming from. But I feel that's almost alleviated when he goes with the elves, right?
Sure,
And
I think that
it's a new journey, right? But there's that transition.
I think, yes, his pain's alleviated, but he basically gave up his life for the quest, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to see. It's hard to watch, right? Especially because, right? I mean, they say it. It's just heartbreaking. Okay.
They do say it. They say it. I believe in the late in the first one, or in the beginning of the second one. It's just like this: the task will claim his life.
Yeah.
And it truly did.
It does,
it
right?
did. Yeah.
But, like, you hate to see it. Like, you hate to see it, and that makes it really sad, right?
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's fair.
I think it also makes it a good series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because if it was just like, oh, and then they all went back to Hobbiton and they were happy, I think it's unrealistic.
Yeah,
right?
that would not work.
And kind of goes against everything. Like, even in, I think it was in the first movie where they go to see Bilbo in the Elvish realm, and he has that sort of, like, panic freak out.
when he sees the ring.
Yeah, when he sees
It's, like,
them,
really,
yeah.
it's really scary. I remember as a kid,
Yeah,
it was one
yeah,
of the
I
scariest
remember.
parts of the movie. Like, it jump scared me when I watched it, and it's just sad because you know it's, like, corrupted them on a fundamental level. But it's important to show that because it just adds so much gravity to the entire story. But it's still heartbreaking, so that's still why the last movie's the worst.
Oh my god.
Change my mind.
Oh, we're trying. Alright, Uni, why is the second one the best in your eyes?
In my eyes, okay, I don't know. Just cause, like, just like you, Kitty, first one, a little boring for me. Like, I know, like, yes, like, everything that was there is needed. It's just, like, a little boring. There wasn't much else happening. I don't know. I kind of like the progression of the second one in general. Like, I just liked how it went. There was a lot of good scenes in it. And overall, just, like, I found it the most interesting. Like, the last one just felt long. Real long. Because isn't it longer than the other two already?
Yes.
Yeah, it felt long. Like, a lot of, like, it was good too. Like, I liked it more than the first one.
I hate to hear it.
I know you hate to hear it.
The first one is sort of slow.
Yeah,
Like, I'll give you
it's
guys
just
that.
a little
The
slow,
first-
yeah.
Like, it takes a while to sort of get its momentum.
Right? Yeah, like, it just feels a little slow, a little boring compared to the other two, and I don't know. Overall, the progression of the second one, I liked a lot more than, like, the last one,
pacing
too.
was good.
Yeah, the
I
pacing was
almost
good.
feel like it's a little story in and of itself, too, because you get to see pretty much the rise and fall
Yeah.
of Saruman.
Yes.
Because he's been rampant in the first one. Like, you know he's a real thing, but then you see his armies moving out and, like, grow exponentially. So
Yes, sir.
by the end, the trees and the ants come in and they're just like...
Oh, the Iverns!
The Iverns are the best. Honestly, the second movie, the Iverns are so good.
I love the Iverns.
The ants
Yes.
are quite powerful. And it just kind of, I don't know, to me that was a symbolic message that, like, nature always wins.
Yeah.
Like, you can have all the industry and... Like, you can think back, I believe it was in the first film, or maybe it was early in the second one, where they cut down the tree and just use it as fuel. But, like,
Yes.
ultimately, nature's gonna win out. Because they're just like, cool, we're gonna break the dam, I think it was also
flooded,
great
yeah.
that they had the trees break the dam.
Right?
I just watch plants that like grow through concrete, and they're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I loved it. The freaking Iverns were smacking that thing.
I love their personalities.
Right?
So skeptical of everyone. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, let's see. We'll see about you.
And they took.
I feel if I were in a meeting with ants, though, I would actually just run away. I could
yeah, they're
not
scary.
do it. Well, no, they talk so slow.
Yeah, they take a long time to like
Takes
say
a long
something.
time to say anything in
Yeah,
English.
I remember they said that in the movie.
That's funny.
And we never say anything unless it is worth taking a long
Yeah.
time to say.
I remember that. It's so cute. Yeah, I love them.
There's a lot of quotable moments in the second one too, because there's like "toss me" from Gimli.
I love that.
Sister was in a D&D campaign and she was playing a dwarf, and like she threw a "toss me" at one of the other characters, and we all just like burst out laughing. Like we were in the middle of intense role play, and it was like we just all couldn't take it. We're just like, oh.
It's the best.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember that scene. That was amazing.
Much of the distance you have to toss me.
Yeah, you have to toss me.
Don't tell the elf. Plus you have the whole I'm gonna call it a subplot, but this is like a little thing that they do with the body count in all the battles between
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is one of the best.
Yes, that is actually
the highlight.
It's so cute. I love it.
Me too. Like it's really, really. It just lightens up something that is.
It's something, yeah, it's like dark, and then just like
Right?
something so small
it.
makes it like so much better.
Really, for sure. Like, it definitely adds a lot.
Again, something that's incredibly poetic about like finding the little happy moments when times are just like really dark.
Which character do you think you would be in the story?
I mean, apart from the fact that I am a tall human, in the Lord of the Rings, I would probably be a short dwarf.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely would.
Or
really
Pippin.
like Gimli.
Pippin would be my second one.
Wait,
I got Merry and Pippin confused the entire time. To be honest with you, like I could not tell you who does what. They were just like one entity in my mind. I like them.
Pippin's
though.
the hyper mischievous one.
Yeah, Pippin like half annoyed me, so I remember. I remembered which one.
device.
Yeah, I remember which one's which.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but pretty much nothing would happen in the movies if it wasn't for Merry and Pippin. I have a little list of things.
Okay,
I think it's mostly in the first movie of like plot points that just wouldn't have happened if Merry and Pippin weren't
It's
here.
funny, I could think of stuff from the second and the third, but not from the first.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so the whole Mines of Moria, like, come on, they
Yeah.
knocked the little thing.
Pippin knocks a skeleton down a well.
Yep.
Also, Frodo getting stabbed by the Nargul.
Yeah.
Nargargul. You know what I'm talking about? The nine men who chase after the ring. Who all have little...
I want to say you might be thinking of the word Nazgul, but it's also slipping my mind if that's the flying creatures.
I think
Or
that's
if
the
that is
flying
the-
creature, but I'm not sure.
No, the nine ring race. They're ring race, the nine ring race.
There we go.
Ah,
Ring race.
Yes.
He got stabbed by the ring race because they decided to start a fire to have a little lunch. Okay, so that wouldn't even have happened if it wasn't for them. Oh, not to mention at the very beginning, oh my gosh, the ring race. I keep calling them Narhargul. I think they might be. I don't know if it's
The
interchangeable.
Nazgul are the flying,
Yeah, it's the
fighting
flying
in
guys.
the second and third movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have a side question about that, but I'll ask it after I've run through the list. So at the beginning, when they're in the tavern, he goes up to the bar and is like, "Oh, of course I know Frodo Baggins." It's like, okay.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's drunk.
Yeah, he's drunk.
If you're drunk, bro, I don't care. And then the last one is I made a note of something, but I actually don't remember the scene at this point. So it said it wouldn't get found by the ring race, or it says Nahargul, but I guess I just didn't know on the top of the mountain. But I don't really remember.
I mean, are you not thinking of the same spot with Weathertop Mountain with the fire?
No, I'm not, because that one was Frodo getting stabbed. So there's lots, is all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
They basically just like systemically mess up and get Frodo stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, some of the mess ups, they're also really lucky, and then they just do it. Like, you think about Pippin looking into the orb.
Oh yeah, the orb.
So
Yeah.
forgetting the name of the orb. Why?
I,
The Palantir
Yeah, no,
in the third movie, and it's just like, oh,
yeah, I was like,
could have been. That's a big bad.
yeah, I was like, this idiot is what I was watching. I straight up was like, this idiot, what are you doing? But yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
my question I had halfway through was, I remember, okay, so I'm watching the first movie, and the ring wraiths are riding horses.
Yeah.
And then I noticed in the third movie that they're riding, like, pterodactyls. When were pterodactyls introduced into the series? What?
The Nazgul, yeah.
How did they get them? Was that just
Well,
brushed over?
I'm pretty sure they were bred by the things that do the breeding in Mordor.
Yeah.
I think, and I could totally be wrong, but I think the reason they were on horseback in the first one was because they were originally going to go to the Shire in secret because Gollum had let the secret out of Shire and Baggin, so they were trying to just get there quiet-like, and Nazgul aren't exactly stealthy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. For sure.
Okay. I was just wondering, because I was like, where did these come out of? Like, this wasn't part of the movie.
so I know, I find it funny that all the bad guys get the really big creatures. Like, you think about it, in the third movie, they had the men who had turned evil, they had the huge elephant creatures, they had the
elephants.
trolls,
The Oliphaunts, yeah.
they had the huge Urukai, which are just basically men who just...
We have Ents.
Yeah.
We have the Ents. You know, they're pretty big.
The Ents, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, though, I think.
But-
I'm trying to think if we had anything else that was eagles.
We get horses. We get eagles that show up at the
Oh yeah, the eagles. Yes, the eagles.
The eagles at the end. Come on. Come on. Like, what do you mean, the eagles at the end?
I mean,
I feel like they should have set that up in some way, right? Like, they should have just at least alluded to eagles. I guess they're in The Hobbit, right? So maybe that's,
Well, the eagle also saved Gandalf when he was trapped in
Yeah.
Saruman's tower in the first one. So, like, they're not there just out of the blue.
Yeah, like they were
why did
definitely
I
there
think that a
before.
moth saves him.
What?
Moth flies across the face. He tells the moth to go get the eagles. And it
Okay.
comes back.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry, I was confused. I was like, why do I have a vague memory of a moth saving him? This doesn't seem right. Like, how did he...
Yeah, I was like, he definitely rode an eagle back.
One thing that I didn't appreciate when I was a kid, that this time I actually thought was so cool, was how Saruman was whispering on the wind to, like, crash down the mountain. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would love to know the magic rules for wizardry in Middle Earth. Because
Yeah.
sometimes the wizards seem kind of underpowered. I'm not quite sure how their magic works, and then sometimes it's just like, I'm gonna create an avalanche.
Like, here we go.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Like, when Gandalf and... I always forget. Saruman?
Saruman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fighting?
When them two, the two wizard guys, are fighting, it seems so like they're... I mean, are they trying not to kill each other? Because it doesn't seem like they're trying to kill each other.
I don't believe it was lethal, because I think
Yeah.
Saruman at the time was looking to recruit Gandalf.
Yeah.
Still.
He still wanted to get him to his side.
Yeah.
He's just like, we gotta break him. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think spinning him around on the floor would do that much. I
Well,
could
he
be
also
wrong.
got tossed up to the ceiling and
Yeah.
like thrown all around the
He
place.
got thrown around
True.
a bit, but like not enough
It
to
didn't
kill.
seem like he was, trying to go for lethal.
Well, okay, but I'm curious, Uni, what character would you be?
I actually had no idea, so I asked some people. They told me I'd be like Sam, because I'm pretty selfless, and that was their
sounds
reasoning.
right, yeah.
I was like, I don't really know
Sam's
who
cool,
I'd be. Yeah, so probably him. I guess. Because I don't know, no one else seems like I would fit them very well. To be fair, like right, like I was thinking, I was like, I can't think of anyone, so I had to ask.
I mean, I think you could. I think you could also be a good Mary because you're very upbeat, but you're not quite as stupid. Like you're a bit more cautious.
Yes.
Mary also embodies.
Yes, not as stupid as like Pippin. Yeah,
I think we can all agree Pippin's pretty stupid.
yes, he is.
Oh, no. He's a tuck, right?
Pedigree too. Yes.
Aww. You're adorable, though. But yeah, it's a bit of a big dum-dum.
Okay, here's a bit of a contentious point. I've been arguing with a few people about this. Okay, so my thing is that Hobbit's feet. I would take Hobbit's feet over shoes any day. Like just being able to have leather feet, not have to worry about shoes. I would go for it. My question to you two: Hobbit's feet or shoes?
So, are their feet actually leather? Do they not, like, they can step on rocks?
Yeah, like...
They can step on rocks and be fine. Like, no Hobbit wears shoes.
Yeah, they don't wear shoes.
I guess, like, they climb all the way to Mount Doom with no shoes, is now what I'm realizing. Yeah,
Yes.
they're pretty good. They're pretty good
They're
foot
pretty
shoes.
solid, yeah.
And their feet just seem to be, like, pretty good, because they also walked through a mountain with no shoes on.
Yeah.
True. I think that I would still opt for shoes. I know it's kind of a lame answer. Because my feet are weird.
Wait.
I have, like, the thing where my second toe is longer than my first toe. My toes are, like, abnormally long. If I could, like, get Hobbit feet, and they were, like, cute little Hobbit feet, I'm all for it. But, you know, like, otherwise I'm keeping that, I'm keeping it concealed.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I'm just...
I mean, I think we can glean my position. I would totally take Hobbit's feet. You know, you're on my side.
I kind of hate shoes. Like, in general, like, I just don't like stuff, like, on my feet when I'm chilling, so,
That's
yeah, I'd probably be on your side, Kitty. although shoes, sometimes, like, I got some nice shoes, you know, I have some nice shoes, Kitty.
But, like, what if you could spend that money that you bought, that you used on the shoes?
Oh
on, like,
my god. Clothes? Oh my god, I do have nice clothes. I do want to
take shoes out the budget, like
wait.
changer.
If I take out my shoe budget, I could get more figures for my room. Wait, this is a win. Okay, I'm definitely on Kitty's side. She has convinced me.
It's interesting. It's always an interesting question to pose because
I mean,
there are points to both sides.
I also think outfits would look really incomplete. Also, if you were the only person who had Hobbit's feet, people would constantly be like, why aren't you wearing shoes? Aren't your feet a little cold? Like, the jokes and the comments and the little nitpicking would be endless.
Yeah, but like...
Maybe, but I could also just run into a field and, like, not care.
I also, like, I wouldn't care.
With normal feet.
No, that is a way to injure yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I would be in pain. Like, you can't run away like
they do.
Really cool. Like you can't just run away and be like, yeah, bye, if you're going out every step because you're on a bunch of pointy rocks in your bare feet. Like, you can't.
True. It depends if you're on a field. Because I have run barefoot on fields all the time as a kid. And I was fine. To be fair, the feeling you really want is the field, right? I don't think even running on rocks with leather feet, it probably isn't like a luxurious experience.
No, I think the way Hobbits experience is like they're wearing a leather shoe. Like, I think, like, it feels like a shoe. Like, they just...
Oh, okay, it just feels like you're wearing shoes.
Yeah, it's essentially a shoe.
So the whole argument is essentially just boils down to, do you want to wear shoes?
Yeah, basically. Do you want to wear shoes or not?
I hate putting on shoes,
right?
To be real. I always buy shoes that you can slip on without having to tie the laces. Or, like, once you can tie the laces once and forget it. But I think I'd rather wear shoes. It gives me that extra inch.
The extra inch? We're talking about height out here?
Yeah, it gives me an extra inch. And it could be a fashion statement. That being said, I've been wearing the same runners for pretty much 2 years. So, I don't know how much of a statement I'm making, but...
Yeah,
also heels.
Fair enough.
Sometimes you want that extra height, you know?
I don't.
Like, imagine being at a fancy... I guess you could always wear something floor length if you didn't want people to see your feet.
Well, also, I'm also picturing this as kind of an evolutionary thing. Like, if we could have evolved to have hobbits' feet.
Like, everyone would be, yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
If it was a socially acceptable thing, I think it'd be completely different. Because if everyone had was just wearing the leather bottoms of their feet, I think I'd be okay with it. Because then we'd just be super used to
like everyone.
feet all the time.
That's how I think of it when I think of the question.
It would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like if everyone had
Feels
it.
like wearing little moccasins at all time. I'm there for it. Because that would be
Yes. I mean, hobbits have some pretty fun things. Like, you think about all of their meals.
Oh, yes.
That's also... The hobbit lifestyle is pretty great.
It is.
I agree. You always have, it's like nuncheons, second nuncheons. I mean, honestly, when I travel with my family, that is basically, our day is just segmented into finding food.
Yeah.
It'll be like, this is the place we're going for breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. And then we just fill in things in between. It is honestly the way to travel.
Can you imagine it with, like, breakfast, second breakfast,
Oh, yeah.
We would get nothing
lunch,
done.
afternoon tea,
Dinner, supper. Yeah.
I'm sad that afternoon tea isn't a thing.
Not in
Canada,
Canada.
at least.
No.
Yeah.
We can have afternoon tea if we want.
I think anime has given me unrealistic expectations of what afternoon tea would be. Because I'd imagine, like, the 3-tiered, like, little cookie tray and, the, like, high school host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I
haven't
imagine.
seen the anime,
Imagine.
but I have been to afternoon tea once.
Oh.
So I can say
ooh.
it is like that. They do have the 3 tiers.
That's so cute.
The little finger-sized food and everything.
Do you like milk in your tea?
I do. Yeah.
It's a game changer. What about you, Uni?
I have not.
That's gonna change soon.
We should all have an afternoon tea day.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Actually, yeah, we should do that next week. Let's plan it.
Yeah, let's go.
Next episode, we should all bring tea. We'll have a little
yes.
tea day.
Oh god, alright. I don't...
There's some episode, I don't know. I don't know. Depends how well we're organized.
We'll see.
Or I'll just have kombucha like usual.
Kombucha is a kind of tea, right?
I think technically it is. It's like made from mushroom? No. I'm not sure what it's made from.
It's made from
but,
something.
Maybe. It's like fermented tea.
Yeah.
We'll say it that way. I have actually a question for you guys. So, okay. This is something I noticed just watching it this time. But as a kid, I used to think that the CGI on Smeagol was really good. Like, awesome, right? But this time I watched it, I thought it was really bad.
I think that's just changing expectations with the times. Honestly.
Yeah, I think.
Like, I think it was pretty cutting edge for when it came out, which was early 2000s. So...
As a child, I thought it was so cool.
But also, can
awesome.
you imagine that animation? Like you think about the movie, the movie version of the musical Cats, like what they did to those actors. But like, imagine that with Gollum. Like,
wait, it's Cats, but everyone's Gollum instead.
Oh god.
And they're just singing and dancing, but they're all just Gollum.
I think we found a way to make that movie worse.
Oh.
I would watch that. I didn't see Cats, but
I haven't seen it
watched
either.
if it was all Gollum.
I saw the trailer and it freaked me out too much.
It was, yeah, it looked like it was going to be something else.
I haven't even seen the trailer, so I got no clue what we're talking about, but you know.
Honestly, better for your dreams, Uni.
Okay.
You don't need it.
I don't need the nightmares, got it.
Yeah.
I'll make sure not to look it up.
I think in general, though, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna change the subject, so
Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I think in general, the movies have actually aged really, really well.
Yeah, well, I
like
think 'cause they're in their own
yeah.
world, right? They got their own dialect, and like the themes are also pretty, like, not bad classic, but like they kind of set the fantasy genre in a course on a way. So like following fantasy books, kind of followed the same style and that Lord of the Rings set. So we see that as kind of something to go back to.
Yeah. Even the CGI, I think, aged pretty well. Like, it doesn't take me out of the experience. Maybe in a few moments, but in general, I was impressed. Like, the movies are just, I don't know, they're really good.
Yeah, I agree. They're pretty good.
So, what was your guys' favorite scene?
Oof. Honestly, my favorite scene is probably when, in the first movie, the Fellowship is just together. They're just traveling through the fields. And Boromir is just, like, roughhousing with Merry and Pippin.
Yeah, the
It's, like,
fencing lesson.
yeah, it's, like, the most wholesome thing in, like, entire movies. And heartwarming, truly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
How about you, Uni?
Okay, like, I guess it's most fresh in my mind because it's from the last movie, I'm pretty sure. But when, what's his name? Legolas, right? Cute guy. When he was, like, killing that elephant thing was pretty epic. It was pretty cool.
The Oliphants, yeah.
Yeah, the elephant. Yeah,
good.
it was pretty good. That's probably the, like, most fresh in my mind since it was the last movie, and I watched it, like, Monday. So,
Like, subsection of that scene was, like, they cut to Gimli, it's like, that's still only counts.
oh, yeah, I remember that.
That's awesome.
I love that part, because, like, when I was watching it, like, I don't have Netflix, so I was using, like, it, like, lagged, so then I had to go back, and I got to see it twice, and it was just, I was ready. It was amazing.
They shot that very well.
They did.
Yeah, mine has, I think, a bit more of a tone towards what Roxy's is. Mine is when Frodo's leaving on his own at the end of the first movie to be on his own, and he's just like, he says, he's in the canoe, and he says, I'm going alone, Sam. And, and Sam says, of course you are, but I'm coming with you. And then Sam starts drowning because he can't swim. And then they did this amazing cut, like, they cut to him just, like, drowning and reaching in the water, and then they did this hand shot, and it's just the two of them grabbing hands. And the parallel that they did in the last movie, when Frodo grabs Sam's hand on the top, like that flip, it was just like,
oh shit, I never saw that, but oh man, I never saw that. But,
oh my god, that's so cute.
It was just such beautiful imagery of that friendship.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet. Oh.
Yeah, their friendship is a real highlight.
It is.
Neither of them could have made it to Mount Doom alone.
Yeah.
Right?
No, for sure they couldn't go alone.
Oddly, they kind of also needed Gollum, though. Like, I kind of needed all three of them to
they
get
needed
there.
Yeah.
I mean, Gollum is the one who eventually does get it into the... Like, I truly don't believe that they would have gotten that ring into the fire without...
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, they needed, like, the greed at the end.
Yeah, they needed it.
Man. Yeah, it's weird. It's, like, a really unlikely trio. Like, no, well, obviously, the best friends aren't unlikely, but the fact that Gollum was sort of necessary. It's sort of nice, right? At the end of the day, his entire life is corrupted, but he could still, do humanity a real solid, so...
Yeah,
Not
even if it was for totally the wrong reasons and wrong motivation.
Yep.
You still...
Yeah,
Fans justify the means.
Good. Yeah. Oh, well, let's not get into that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it only occurred to me, I think, in my, like, second most recent watch of it, when I saw the hands, and I was like... Because I watched them pretty close together, and I was like, oh, they did that. Oh.
Yeah.
That never occurred to me, but I see it,
Yeah, like, I realize now. That's so cute.
Well, because they lingered on that shot in the first one.
Yeah.
Where they have it, they get Frodo to grab Sam's wrist, and then Sam, like, actually grabs back. Right? Like, it's a full couple seconds of that scene. And then in the second one, and the last one, sorry, you get the grab from Frodo with his fingers not there anymore, so it takes a second. But then they get the second one, and they just poof, and then there's the "Don't you dare let go!" Like there's just so many quotable parts in that movie from Sam. I just feel like he's the most quotable character sometimes.
Yeah,
Sam's a really great character.
He is.
Just jolly. I love the ending he gets to.
I know, it's cute. I know.
Just like, come
with
on.
his little kids.
Like, after this whole quest, he finally has the courage to go up.
I know. That was so cute.
It's so cute. I think in general they do a really good job of character arcs in the series. Almost all the characters have a very distinct difference by the end of the series.
Well, and that's what they did this
cool.
Fellowship such justice with that. Like, it was very well done.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I was gonna say, one thing I did find really frustrating is Frodo's literal plot armor in the Mines of Moria when he gets stabbed, and it's like, JK, I'm wearing armor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That made me laugh so hard. Yeah. Because I'm like, it's actual plot armor though.
Yeah.
Like,
But, like...
Don't even at me. That's plot armor.
But also, that harkens back to The Hobbit, where Bilbo got that armor, and Gandalf never told him, because, like, they split the treasure that Smaug had in his cavern. But Gandalf never told Bilbo, like, that mithril shirt was the most valuable thing out of everything, and he got it. So, like, it is a very rare piece of armor. And so,
I see.
like...
Okay, I think
I don't know, maybe I kind of from that perspective, it was just, like, it's been passed down, it was, like, a really rare find. So, like, less just there for
Less
the plot
armor.
Yeah.
But, like, also kind of just plot armor. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, each of the characters I feel had a fun little arc, because, like, Gimli learns to be more compassionate to the elf race. I mean, so does Legolas in a way. I feel like Legolas learns some humility, but also kind of not.
Yeah.
But also kind of not.
Yeah, also kind of not.
Aragorn learns to accept his responsibility as king.
Yes.
Merry and Pippin learn to be, like, on their own kind of hobbits and, like, do their own thing. Like, hell, they both become knights in different armies, right? Like,
yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that they can just be just as strong apart than they can be together. And that's really good.
and then Boromir learns learns sacrifice, like when he risks his life
For me,
yeah.
and it takes like 10 arrows to take him down. Oh,
right? He like kept going.
my heart.
He was
I know,
swinging
I
that
can't.
sword.
When we get to the rankings, I'm gonna have some. I think you guys can be shocked by my rankings.
You know,
But,
I'm half expecting it. I am. But okay, wait. I can't wait any longer. Let's just do the rankings. 'Cause I'm
Let's
curious.
just
Alright.
okay.
Okay, Roxy, start us off.
So
Yeah.
what you guys missed is when we were deciding on this episode, I said, "Why are we even putting Boromir on the list? We all know we're all gonna rank him the worst." Okay, this is what I said. And then I rewatched the movies, and I realized that Boromir is literal Borobe, okay?
Yeah, I was like, you better not be putting him last. Yeah.
Pretty vague.
Borobe. Okay. So he obviously got my number one slot, and I'm gonna give you some reasons why.
Alright.
He's super empathetic. He's good with kids. He's ambitious. Okay, he doesn't think all the time. Like, sometimes he kind of like, his idea of, like, let's harness the ring's power is bad. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. But it's the ambition, right? Like, he just wants to take charge and actually do something actionable, right? And out of the entire fellowship, he's pretty much the only one who's emotionally available.
I'm gonna counter you with Sam, but
Okay, maybe Sam, actually. But you look at, like, Legolas. That guy, he doesn't feel anything, okay?
No.
He's just, like, too badass.
Yeah.
Look at Gimli. He's, like, such a jokester. You look at Boromir, and it's like, you can feel the heart, okay? So Boromir got my number one slot. I actually realized that Boromir
I love
is
the
the best.
funny.
Yeah, I'm so proud. I can't believe this.
I realized I messed up when I saw the scene of him fencing.
Yeah.
Like, that scene, I realized I messed up. I was like, wait, he's actually the best.
Yeah.
He's actually, like, the most wholesome.
He's great.
Yeah.
I was so prepared. I was coming into this for like fight.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like,
Yeah.
Because you were like, last. I cannot believe
blame
you said
him?
that.
For being human. Like, we can't blame him for that. Just because he wants the ring, because it's some crazy, powerful artifact. That's not his fault. We can't blame him for that. It's literally in his DNA. That's not his fault.
I love how you're using the arguments I talked to you about before the podcast.
Yeah. I'm just actually just reiterating what Kitty said. But
No, it's wonderful. I'm so about it.
yeah.
Yes.
So Boromir's my number one. Legolas is still my number two.
Yep.
because-
Yep.
Come on. There's an extended scene of him. And I don't know if it's extended or cut, but it's him and Gimli drinking.
Oh yeah. Oh, this one pissed me off. I was gonna
It's
bring
so
this one up
funny.
too if you didn't, but like it pissed me off.
Do you want to wait? Why did it piss you off? Go
Well,
ahead.
because like it was just like 10 or 20 drinks in. He's like, I can feel something in my fingers. It's just like, are you kidding?
I guess like elves
Are you
can get
so out
drunk
of
or
touch
something.
that
I don't know.
I don't know.
I love that scene. Because it's so like hilarious. He's like, oh, I think I'm feeling something.
And then Gimli just full on the ground, passed out. Because, I don't, you probably didn't watch
No, I didn't watch it, but I'm listening to this.
Basically, yeah, they're in a tavern and they're like, hey, let's have a drinking contest.
Yep.
And so they go and go and go. It's like 20, and then Gimli is like teetering, full on about to pass out here. And Legolas is pretty much just like, oh my god, the tingling in my fingers. And Gimli just clonks. Legolas wins because of it. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
My number 3 is Gandalf, because it's so dramatic, and I love it. Just, you shall not
Pass.
pass. It's like, come on.
That was a great scene.
Okay, one of a kind.
Yep.
Then 4th is Gimli. 5th is Sam. 6th is Frodo. 7th is Aragorn.
Aragorn.
That's correct, right?
Aragorn, yeah.
Aragorn. Okay,
Yeah.
I always mess up his name. I put him 7th because he's a bit dramatic, and I know I just said that Gandalf was great because he was dramatic, but he's like he's like a really annoying dramatic, if that makes sense. It's sort of like he's too brooding,
Ranger.
right?
Yeah,
So brooding.
range.
And then 8th and 9th, interchangeably, is Merry and Pippin. I love them, but upon this rewatch, they annoyed me so much.
Yeah.
It's just like, so many things could have just not gone wrong if they had just not touched something.
Right?
Had just not lit a fire. It's like, does anything go through their heads?
No.
It's the learning curve. It's the arc. They go through the arc and they learn things. I don't know. Like, you think about Pippin at the end when he saves Faramir from his insane father trying to burn him alive. Like, that's such a it's a full learning arc from where he was at the beginning. So,
to be fair,
because he does some silly stuff, like, he's learning.
It is true.
To be fair, I still love them. And I forget which one it does the singing scene at the end when the king is munching really badly.
Pippin.
Yeah, it's Pippin.
But that's actually me. That scene, that awkwardness, like, okay, I vibe with that.
Yeah.
I still love them as characters. It's just hard because
Like,
I think
the other...
the Fellowship
Yeah, I was like,
really awesome.
just because the other choices, you know?
Yeah. It's hard. You know, honestly, I might put them above Aragorn. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Aragorn, yeah.
Let's see. Kitty's like, no.
I told Roxy before we started recording this that I was going to be on that, but
I still got it wrong 100 times. So it's great.
gotta
Love
keep
that.
my promise. It's okay. Uni, what were yours?
Oh, well, Roxy's not going to agree with this one, but alright. My number 1 is Aragorn.
Okay. Honestly, I do like him though.
Yes, I don't know. I like very charismatic, you know. He became a good leader. He accepted his role at the end, you know. He looks nice.
He's definitely not hard on the eyes. That is,
yeah, exactly.
that is very correct.
Yes. So he's my number 1. Number 2, Legolas. I pretty much
We already
just
know that
yeah.
he likes to rank on looks, so
Like the first two, you know, I just like his character. He was cool, like him shooting his arrows. He was great. Okay, third, I have Boromir. I loved his character. Yeah, I was actually angry when Roxy said the other night that we're all gonna put him last. I was like, what the heck? I was like,
dude, I misspoke. I have to admit, I misspoke.
You definitely did. Okay. Fourth, Gandalf. Amazing wizard. Just yeah. Roxy already said it. Fifth, fifth is Gimli. I have Gimli. I love him. So funny. Next is Sam, and then Frodo, and then Merry and Pippin. Yeah, that's my order. pretty much the same reasons as Roxy for those two at the bottom. Yeah. And the middle's just like in the middle. Yeah, you hate to see it, but like that's how it is. So that is the ranking. How about you, Kitty?
Well, my first is Pippin.
Oh.
And then I had Boromir.
Okay.
And then I had Sam.
Sam is
Aragorn,
great. Yeah.
Gimli, Merry,
Yep.
Frodo, Gandalf, Legolas.
Wait.
So, my
explain.
reason- yeah, I know. I'm getting to that.
Why Legolas?
Yeah.
I
You got
felt
affected by his charms?
I will get to the bottom in a minute. I have something.
Yes,
to say.
for the top. We need to know. I want to know.
But I put Pippin at the top for me just because he brought such an air of realism to the series. Like we were talking about earlier, if he doesn't touch some things, nothing really would have happened. Like there wouldn't have been much of some fun stories to tell.
True.
And
Boromir
then-
might not have died, so,
Yeah.
you know. Sorry.
Wow.
That was a lot.
I get to know you're wrong.
The straight up wow.
Boromir started fighting the orcs to protect Merry and Pippin, who were protecting Frodo to go off on the sideway. Like, to go off and actually be okay. So, they actually made a great sacrifice, too, because they were totally would be willing to get picked up by the orcs and go off to Saruman and die. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is
I mean,
true.
don't they still get picked up by the orcs?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. And then
Okay.
Pippin also took the leaf from the Lothlorien forest off of his cloak and, like, allows Aragorn to track them down. So, you know,
True,
he does
yeah.
some silly things. I will grant him that. But he's also just obnoxiously curious, and I love that.
I love how you remember the names of everything.
Right?
Like the Lothlorien Forest. How many times have you watched The Lord of the Rings?
5 at least.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. That's fair. I think I've watched it 5 times too. I can't
Oh.
remember.
At
It's
least
just not my Lothlorien Forest.
Like,
I've watched the second one a lot, though. I've watched the second one
that's
a lot.
fair.
is the best one.
And that's where some of the scenes are. So, and then of course I had Boromir after that because I feel like it's been reiterated. We all
Yes.
really
Or
enjoy
Obey.
Boromir's
Yeah.
character. He's just a very good soul. And then Sam, I feel like, is just the best. Sam just seems like the one friend you have that you know you can go on a long road trip with and still be fine.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
Us, Kitty.
like that's true. It's just like, you know, you're all gonna figure it out, and like Sam is totally like the character who just is rationing out all the food, and he's like getting all of the things ready. Of course, Gollum screws up that whole thing later with tossing out the food, but he was like rationing, like he was prepared to go home. He's an eternal
Yep.
optimist, and that was great. Okay, I'm gonna skip over
Yeah.
the middle because who really needs the middle?
Yeah, like
I
they're in the
wanna make
middle for a
On
reason.
Sam.
Oh yeah,
Is that just on what you were saying? He's the friend you want around when you're in a bad mood,
Yes.
and like he won't take it personally at all. He'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. I'm
Accept
still
it.
your friend.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
comfy." All right, sorry.
gosh,
Continue on.
I feel like Roxy, that's you and me during
Yeah.
exam season in university.
Yeah.
Or, like when we have like a lot of us, I was just like, okay, you're in a bad mood. It's fine. You want to talk? Like, you don't. It's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got like our cue cards. It's like our precious, you know.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
I have heard you refer to them as that multiple times.
Oh
throughout
my
university.
god.
That's yeah. They're basically
Yeah.
what gets me through. So.
And they're also evil. It's okay. It's a perfect correlation.
Actually, yeah, pretty much.
Gandalf and Legolas at the bottom.
Yep.
Because, okay, I like Gandalf, but I feel he's also the wizard who's just like, okay, y'all are in a sticky situation. I'm a piece. First one, it was by dying, so I can't
Excuse
really
me?
fault him for that. But well, I guess
Excuse
the actual
me?
first one was when he was, he just told Frodo, like, hey, you've got this really powerful ring. Or no, he's like, here's this ring from your uncle. I'm gonna go now. And then he comes back and says, okay, we're in grave danger.
Yeah.
He seems to just be the wizard. And then at Helm's Deep, he's like, I'm gonna go get some help. Peace, good luck. So for me, that was just like, okay.
Well, he has a lot of stuff to do. He's a busy man.
He do be busy.
And that he's
Also,
not
it was just-
caring.
I feel like if I was Aragorn, I would be like, okay, alright, he's gonna leave in the 11th hour. It's fine. Well, maybe hopefully come back in the 11th hour, but leave us in the, like, the 6th hour to just deal with all of this stuff
True.
for 5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's
And
putting
then-
out fires everywhere, though. I feel like he's not taking a vacation when he's gone.
No, I'm not saying that. I
To be
just
fair,
feel
he might
if I
be.
were in the Fellowship and, you know, he's just like, peace, so it would be hard for me to be like, cool, yeah, you're doing something busy, okay, fine. But
True.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, like, what is he doing at the end in the Ent Forest? It seems like he's been just chilling with the Ents for a long time, right?
Right?
Like, it is a bit weird. You're right. Honestly,
Yeah.
there's something fishy going on there, but okay.
Just I'm just imagining wizards just like gone fishing.
Honestly, maybe. We don't know.
We just don't know. And then I had Legolas at the bottom, simply for the fact that he embodies the how do I say it properly? The elf race tends to see themselves as a little bit higher status than everybody else, I feel. For the fact that they live longer, they can see to the end of the earth, and
Have
they're
magical
generally
powers.
pretty good at things. I also couldn't take Orlando Bloom seriously when it was like, the red sun rises. Blood has been
Okay.
spilled this night. Like, I almost died
Okay.
laughing. I was just like, okay, I guess.
I mean, no, they're a bit dramatic.
It's a bit
Maybe.
over dramatic. But, you know, like, and we're ranking the Fellowship here, so, like, none of these guys are bad.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, the Elvish race is a bit pretentious, for sure.
That
Yeah.
was the word I was looking for, pretentious.
But that being said, they do seem to have a better handle than the humans on not wanting the ring for destructive powers. Like, not much better of a handle, but like a slightly better handle.
I mean, that's a fantasy racial trait. But also, if you
Yeah.
think about, like, the most powerful elves, like Galadriel,
She
like,
did want
you
that
gave
ring.
that, yeah, she wanted that bad.
Yeah.
She, at the end, she said she didn't want it, right? Like, Frodo offered her the ring, and she did turn it down.
She didn't
Where's
say
the-
she didn't say she didn't want it, she just didn't take it.
Which is not. I mean, she could have taken it. but,
Yeah,
like,
she
Yeah,
could've.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like fear of your own power almost. Right? I think that's where she was coming from with that.
right. Like, she understood she shouldn't take it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Boromir, unfortunately, probably just would have taken it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
I
humans are a
feel- I
bit weaker
feel-
willed.
Boromir had like the intention to really do good with it, like that, and that's the problem. Is everybody thinks they can do good with it, but the ring
But you can't.
has its own agenda.
Yeah.
Right? Its own will.
I feel like someone should have explained that to Boromir. You know?
I feel like they tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did
feel
try
like they
to.
They probably
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Based on the conversation, I feel like Boromir kind of gets the top spot.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he
I
can.
couldn't
Yeah,
agree more.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Boromir.
Now let's talk
Sorry,
about
stop saying
let's talk about the bottom, because
All
you
right.
two put my top at the
I
bottom.
know.
and
So
your guys' top at the bottom of mine, or like close to the top of the bottom of mine. So what are we gonna do here?
Well, Frodo was near the bottom.
yeah,
for
Frodo's
everyone,
still
right?
at the bottom.
We just put Frodo at the bottom.
He's pretty close to the bottom.
That's such because we were talking about it earlier.
How
and
his
it's
life
like,
was destroyed, and like how
his
it's
life
really,
was
yeah.
destroyed, and it was really sad. And like,
I mean, it's sad,
And now
but
we're just gonna
like,
throw
you
the-
know, that's
ranking because it's great.
like I just like
Awesome.
the other ones more. Like I don't know what to say.
Like, in his defense, he was in a bad mood because of the ring the entire time.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
But in our defense, he was in a bad mood the entire time.
yeah. Therefore,
We're allowed to not like him.
yeah, we're allowed to not like him a little. Like it's not like we don't like him. It's just out of the
I respect his
choices.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
maybe
Right.
maybe we can do this because the movie didn't exactly go into the introspection of the actual hold that the ring had over Frodo and how like actually dreadful it was in his mind, because you couldn't exactly portray that like that it's portrayed in the books,
Yeah.
but for what my dad has told me, but not quite as visual in the movies, and in like the movies events is kind of a hard thing to say, but maybe that's the justification we can use.
I mean, those
Yes.
under-eye bags in the last movie, though, kind of said a lot. Put it out there. That's like me, like third week in exams. It's not pretty.
It's not nice. But yeah, that'd be a good argument. That'd be a good argument.
I think we have to.
Oh God. Okay, so it's with a heavy heart. I say Frodo. Bottom.
Frodo's at the
To be
bottom.
fair, I'd also put myself 3 weeks into exams at the bottom of the ranking.
Yes.
I don't think there's any hard feelings here.
Like, there's a good argument for why he's down there. So.
And then
Sorry, man.
at the top of our ranking, we have Boromir.
Yes! Woo! I'm glad Roxy changed her ways.
So ready for a fight.
I was also ready, yeah.
Just goes to know, you gotta come back to the source material.
100%. I didn't understand his true power.
Exactly.
We get it now. We get it.
Yes.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you, Nonsense Gamers, for joining in on our conversation. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and we will see you next week with new episodes every Saturday. Boop!
Boop boop.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah, boys. Boromir, let's go.